Hey everybody, Brooks from Drag Times here. Today we got round two of the Porsches versus the McLaren 720S. If you remember a couple weeks ago, I went out and raced a couple of the ESMotor Porsches and they were wicked fast. There were some close races and those cars went back out to the track. The yellow one driven by Shea and the black one driven by Talent. Those guys went out a couple weeks ago after my races, did some more tuning and some stuff. Both of those cars ran 9.5 in the quarter mile. And we had another event set up where we actually had 4 Porsches come out. We had 3 from ESMotors and 1 from ByDesign. We had Fadi from Boosted Ford with the white Turbo S, making 805 horsepower to the wheels. We had Shea with the yellow Turbo S from ESMotors, making 800 and something horsepower to the wheels. We had Talent with the black Turbo S, making somewhere around 750 horsepower to the wheels. And we had a car from a different tuner, ByDesign, making 750 horsepower to the wheels. So I came out with the McLaren 720S to race them all. And unfortunately, 2 of the cars were running actually really good. So that was a good thing. The ByDesign car and the white car, both running in the 9.5s or 9.6s. The other 2 cars were running in the high 9s and actually declined the race. So I was kind of disappointed that, that the yellow car and the black car wouldn't race, even though they were running very similar times to me in the McLaren 720S. One question that comes up a lot is, why don't I tune the McLaren 720S? Well, I don't know. I think once you tune it, you get into a whole different ball game. Yes, I ran 9.4 at 147 miles an hour and change in a 720S with just a mild tune. I know they've come a little farther along since then. So yeah, I mean, you could pick up some really big horsepower, but I think for now, I like doing races stock. I mean, a lot of people can modify a lot of cars and make them faster than the 720S, but I think it's been a lot of fun racing a lot of different cars stock and just seeing how it goes. I still got a lot of races coming up, me versus the SVJ, me versus the Pista, and if my car was tuned, I think it would take away from the races against those cars. As I'm sure many of you will notice, because you've watched this car race throughout the past year and a half, didn't do as well as it usually does. It was running, high 9s, low 10s, and some of the trap speeds seemed way off as well. I think the right lane was just a little inconsistent that night reporting the trap speeds, because a couple of really low trap speeds, as you'll see. But when I look at the V-Box data, because I had the V-Box in the car the entire time, the trap speeds were all in the 140. I think my best run of the night was like a 9.9 at 142 miles an hour. Now, weather is a big factor here, is why the car didn't run as well as it usually does. It was 1800 DA. It had just rained, so it was really humid. And, I just drove like an hour and a half to the track, didn't have a lot of cool down time, and we were basically racing back to back. So the car definitely suffers from a little bit of heat soak due to that. The Porsches, on the other hand, have meth injection, and that is actually a huge help. It allows those cars to run much, much cooler. It's almost like eliminating the DA factor. So those cars were actually pretty consistent in their trap speeds, weren't really losing anything from run to run. So if we had some more cool down time, would have the McLaren 720S done better? Probably, maybe a little bit, but still overall the Porsches were quite a bit faster that night. And it is what it is. You rung what you brung, and that's what we got. All right, so on to the races. You're going to see 4 races versus me in the ESMotors car, and 1 race versus me versus the ByDesign car. And then we got a tuner showdown. We got the ESMotors car versus the ByDesign car for the King of the Porsche night. You'll see that race as well. And of course, and the best run of the night was run by the ByDesign car. I think it was a 9:52. All right, so here we go. Enjoy the races and hit that subscribe button if you like this video, and we'll keep it coming. Thanks.